Hi, I'm Cathy Thomas. Today I welcome Puesto's creative chef, Raul Casillas. Chef will prepare his glorious pistachio tres leches. Every bite, a spoonful of delight. Welcome, Chef. What makes this tres leches so incredible?
Well, this one is a celebration of the season. Thought of the best way to combine pistachios and Mexican culture. And we're gonna add a little funk in there. So we're gonna have that nice passion fruit to kind of save the day so it doesn't become heavy. And we're gonna put our eggs. And if you see something dark in these eggs, that's the vanilla. I've gone ahead and combined them.
So eggs, vanilla, and granulated sugar.
Correct.
All right.
And we will start slow just so everything combines first. And then we'll go ahead and whip it. While that's mixing, let's go ahead and come to the pot.
Whole milk?
Whole milk. There's the only way.
Yep.
Unsalted butter.
Okay.
Yeah, just enough to warm it. We want to melt the butter and it becomes like one sauce.
Look at how light it is in color now.
Yeah, it's super fluffy. I think it's time to start adding the rest of the ingredients. So this one's a bit of a delicate process. We have to fold it, and that's why I don't want to do it in the machine. So we can retain the most of the air. And we're gonna do what's called folding. We're literally bringing the bottom to the top until it all incorporates. Instead of just mixing it so we don't kill the air. Right about now, it's a good time to add some of that milk.
So you're alternating between dry ingredients and wet ingredients.
Correct. So now it's pretty incorporated. We'll add a little more flour. A bit of a lengthy process of mixing, but it is worth the magic. And it's still fluffy, you see it?
Right, you're still keeping that volume.
We're gonna grease up the pan. And we'll go ahead and pour. We're gonna go ahead and take this and bake it at 350 for about 20 minutes. We're gonna watch it and make sure it's nice and golden. We're gonna make a praline. So it's a French technique. You take the nuts, you take some caramelized sugar, and you blend it until it's super fine, and it's kind of like a very nice peanut butter.
Now, caramelizing sugar, for people that haven't done it before, it's really quite simple as long as you use your eyes, right?
Correct. So all we have to do is wait for it to melt. What we're trying to do here is melt it, melt it, melt it until it's not nice golden brown.
And you're not putting any water in there.
I don't put water, but if you feel safer doing it with water, you can do that too.
And I like how you lift it off of the flame and swirl it.
Yeah, this way I kind of spread the temperature all around. And then we're gonna go ahead and pour all over the nuts. And do it as evenly as possible.
Okay, Chef, what's up next?
All right, while that is cooling, the praline is gonna take its time to harden. We're gonna do our nougatine, which is a fancy sugary crumble. Think of a peanut brittle, but in brittles, in small pieces. We're gonna go ahead and pulse it. It sounds ugly, but it's totally okay. That's about as broken as I want it to be. Into the bowl. We'll add a little bit of pectin, and we'll have some powdered sugar here as well. We're gonna kind of bring those together. In slow, just gonna let it all combine.
And what does that pectin do?
Pectin gives it some cohesion. It allows it to stick together and makes it a little more crispy. We're gonna go ahead and start warming our butter and our glucose.
Now tell me about the glucose. Can I use corn syrup?
You could. It'll work the same. We're gonna melt the butter and let the sugar cook a little bit. We're gonna gently pour this hot butter and glucose mixture.
So it's almost a paste at this point.
Yeah. And we're gonna pour this over here, as thin as possible so it cooks quickly. If you wanna do it between 2 parchments and a rolling pin, that works too. We'll jump into the oven. This is our cake. You can smell the pistachio.
Oh, it's a beauty.
So this guy should be nice and solid now. You should be able to peel it and pick it up. If you can do this, it's ready. We're gonna help the food processor as much as we can, because we do have to break this into a nice paste. Starting to get there. All right, so after like 15 minutes or so, we're done here. See how we let it cool for a bit. So we're gonna take our trusty food processor. We want our cream to be nice and cold. As you see, the bowl is a little chilly. We're gonna add all the ingredients together. The sugar, the passion fruit, And we're just gonna do the thing. The straight lines generate more air, but every now and then you need to mix it all together. So right about here, see how it
That's beautiful.
back in the fridge. I got here some evaporated milk and some regular milk, about a cup each. And then we got a 1/4 cup of condensed milk. Now that it's homogeneous, we're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and use a serrated knife. Always use serrated for cake since it's still a bread. And then we'll just trim off some of the crumb. And you want it to have that airy consistency so it'll absorb all of the liquid. We'll use the fork.
Okay.
We'll poke some holes in this guy just to kind of help the milk go all the way in. And we will soak it. It's about enough soaking. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up.
Beautiful. You've got 2 pastry bags here. Tell me what's going on here.
So here we have our passion fruit whipped cream, and we have our praline that we made earlier. We're gonna do a couple straight lines. We don't need a lot because it's very strong. It does take a couple firm hands though. Do a generous amount of this lovely
Look at that.
cream. Gonna add a healthy dose of this lovely nougatine. Then some actual pistachio. And it'll be a nice textural and flavor sensation.
I say congratulations. This is an extraordinary tres leches. Thank you so much.
I'm glad you enjoy.
Here's a quick tip from Melissa's. Mom was the queen of salads. Whenever there was a potluck gathering, the request came in early for her to bring a green salad. I've captured her salad here, but updated it by adding a garnish Mom never heard tell of: smashed baby Dutch yellow potatoes. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees. Boil the potatoes until just barely fork tender. Then drain them well and toss them with oil and seasoned salt. Spoon onto a rim baking sheet and smash them to flatten them, but keep them whole. Bake until crisp, about 25 minutes. For that dressing, toss together red wine vinegar, salt, honey, and Dijon mustard. Whisking, add the extra virgin olive oil in a thin stream. Toss the salad with just enough vinaigrette to coat the leaves. Garnish each serving with warm smashed baby Dutch yellow potatoes. Spoon a smidgen of vinaigrette over the spuds. And if you like, add some pickled red onion. I know Mom would have approved. Find the recipe at cathythomascooks.com.